16 personalities. It's not like I don't want to read, but like, let's do a personality test. Okay, you guys should do it with me, and let's like see what we get if you guys have time. It should take only about 30 minutes, I'd say. Ah, do you regularly make new friends? Okay, actually, yes, I do. I do regularly like to make new friends, so yes. It's either heavily agree or like strongly agree. Or some. It's not just agree. I'll put it in between. You spend a lot of free time exploring various random topics that you pique your interest. I wouldn't say I necessarily spend a lot of time exploring topics that pique my interest, but I guess if reading books counts as that, then yes. I do like studying to some degree. You should do the same one as me, Zomyum Diz. Let me just change the title real quick. Okay, seeing other people cry can easily make you feel like you want to cry too. Um, oh, actually, I'm not sure. Seeing other people cry can make. I'd say yes, maybe. Like, not all the time. Especially if I don't like the reason why they are, but if I can understand it, and then if I can agree with it, then yeah, I would probably cry sometimes, but not always. It depends on the situation. You often make up a backup plan for a backup plan. Hell yeah, I'm very cautious in that sense. Honestly, like that's part of the reason I don't do face cam because part of my backup plan for face cam is just not doing it. But like, if I was to do it, I would have some other reason to do it, and then also try and make sure that everything is fine when I'm doing it. Like nothing can happen, nothing can go wrong. Um, that's why I'd rather just do VTubing, but even then, stuff can technically go wrong. Usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. Ooh, I'd say so. Yeah, why not? Rare, not all the time. I'd say most though. At social events, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know. Somewhat disagree. Like very light disagree. Why? Because like at events, you normally only attend a actually okay, never mind. Heavily disagree. Why? Because if you're gonna go to a social event, you might as well socialize. Like, if you're gonna eat, what's the point of going if you're not gonna try and socialize at a social event? It would make zero sense. But otherwise, yes, I would probably just be in the middle there. You prefer to completely finish one project before starting another? Ooh, You prefer to completely finish one project before starting another. Yes, I'd put somewhat agree there. I like to do a lot of things simultaneously. Uh, but I would prefer to complete one project before starting another. It's just generally when it comes to like putting my attention to finishing one project all together at the same time, I feel overwhelmed and tired by the end of it because like you're focusing all your energy on this one thing, and over time for me, for some reason, it feels like it takes a lot of energy to continue doing it over a long period of time. Such as like reading the book, the manhwa. I'd like to take a break and then continue it. which is what I'm doing right now. So like, yes, but no. When it comes to finishing one project before starting another, like not always. So yeah, you're very sentimental. I'm not sure about this question honestly. What do you guys think? Am I very sentimental? Do I care about? I assume sentimental. From wait. Look up sentimental. Sentimental is an wait. What does it mean? Sentimental, adjective or prompt by feelings or tenderness, sadness, or nostalgia. Am I don't know. I don't think I'm sentimental really. I don't mind it too much. Like those emotions anyway. It's kinda in. I'd say somewhat disagree there. You like organizing tools like schedules and lists. Yeah, I'd say I agree to that. I really like, actually organizing tools like schedule. Very, yes. I like organizing tools a lot. It keeps me on track and always productive. I usually spend my day just based off a checklist of things I need to do by like this time and that sort of thing. So yeah. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. I Okay, I understand the fact that I just heavily agree. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall. I rarely doubt my abilities, but a small mistake can annoy me. Like I'll think about it, but I wouldn't like say I'm bad at this or like what. Okay, not I'm bad at this, but like I just wouldn't doubt it. It would be more like, how can I do this better? So like, I aim to self-improve all the time. Whenever I make some small mistake, I'm always trying to learn in some way or another, including social skills and that sort of thing. Like not just school. School does teach you a lot of things and I really appreciate it, but I just hate the fact that they go through the process of grading all of their students. And technically it's not the wrong thing to do. It's just like, not something I approve of. Yeah, it's like grading a piece of a grading. You're just grading people. I don't know what else to phrase it as. It's like meat, beef. You get graded. There's different grades on the beef, or like, yeah. Feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation? Yeah. I don't really mind it too much. It, like, if it's a 50-50 conversation where, like, both sides are contributing to actually talking, I honestly don't mind it. But if I'm the one just, like, having to hold and carry a conversation, my back's gonna start hurting, you know? Ooh, those shoulders are gonna get heavy. And I would probably be on the disagree spectrum, but otherwise, if it's fair, yeah, why not? Are you not too interested in discussing various interpretations and analysis of creative works? Ooh. Yeah, nah. I, like, actually, wait. Are you not too interested in, discussing interpretations and analysis of creative works. I don't really mind the analysis of creative works. I'm indifferent to it. Which would mean I'm in the middle. I'd like to hear it out, but I'm not really interested in creative works too much. Are you inclined to follow your head than your heart? Inclined to follow, yeah. I like to think of my head more than my heart. Generally, my goals are very much fixated on being a futurist, sort of, you could say. So, like, in the sense, yeah, I don't really care about the present too much, and, like, I'd say the present is more influenced by your emotions, whereas the future is likely more influenced by your overall thought process in the future. So like it would be a heavily agree or agree here. I'll just put heavily agree because that's my personal opinion on it. But I do follow my heart from time to time. Generally when I just want to have fun, or like when I'm streaming, it's usually just in the heart of the moment, in the heat of the moment. I don't really care. Oh, you already finished with your I'm so close to being done. 22. Okay. You're virtuoso? I see. Yeah. Wait. Damn, you already finished with yours though? That's insane. Zomyum Deuce. Virtuoso. I just want to pop this up real quick. Virtuoso. ISTPA. ISTPA or ISTPT? I usually prefer doing just what you feel like at any given moment instead of planning a particular daily routine. You feel like in any given moment instead of planning a particular daily routine. Ooh. Wait. No, disagree. You just oh wait, no, okay. Yeah. I'd yes, but it's because I also follow what I'm doing, like my schedule. So yes, but no. I usually prefer doing what I feel like in any given moment. Yeah, I'm always doing what I feel like doing. I can't say I dislike anything I'm doing at this point in time. That said, I'm pretty busy. Really worried about whether or not you make a good impression. Yeah, follow what. Wait, oh, I didn't read the last part here. Planning a particular daily routine. Okay, I'll put it there. Because technically, I plan a particular daily routine, but I'm always doing what I feel like doing, because it's the same thing. To me, I have them both set up so that I'm always doing what I want to do, and I enjoy what I'm doing. So I'm really happy all the time. Especially when streaming. But at the same time, when I'm streaming, it sometimes is very sad because like I don't feel like I'm interacting with my viewers, especially if I don't have any viewers to interact with, and it gets really boring for me sometimes. Because I don't know, it feels like it's a bit stressful streaming because you just have a camera recording everything you're doing. Okay, you rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on other people you met. Do I worry about a good impression on people I meet? No, not really. Like, if you dislike me, then go ahead. In a sense, I really don't mind it. It's just like, if you're gonna hate me, I'd rather you just not be a part of my life though. But I will always treat everyone with kindness and respect, I think. So like, good impressions, I don't care about a good impression. I just care about doing what I want, sort of. Do you enjoy participating in group activities? Yes. If they're already with my close social circle, that would be preferred. But otherwise, no. Group activities, it's yes, with people I enjoy interacting with, basically. You like books and movies that make you come up with your own interpretation of the ending? Ooh. Okay, it depends. Interpretation of the end. You like books and movies that make you come up with your own interpretation of the ending? Yes, because I like the mysterious side of it. provides me a sense of intrigue, and I would like to diagnose and analyze as much of the context and pretext as much as possible from like whatever the movie provides to interpret the ending. But like at the same time, if it's not a well done movie, it doesn't really matter, because then I would just not care about it and not put any time into looking into it if I wanted to. Especially time I would be sleeping, because like that's usually the time I spend doing anything else outside of my schedule. It's just the time I'm sleeping. So like sometimes I have like 2 hours of sleep. But anyway, your happiness comes from helping others accomplish things, than your own accomplishments. Ooh, no. Yes, sort of. I really enjoy helping out people, so I do gain a sense of happiness coming from helping out others. But accomplishing things, and from helping others accomplish things than your own accomplishments. I personally, I feel like my own accomplishments do bring me a sense of extreme joy as well. So your happiness comes from. It would be somewhat agree. It's like meh, even. I'd say about even, but I side more towards seeing other people happy. Like whenever I get to see my parents and like family members happy, I'm overjoyed for them. Most of the time without any what's the word? Not context, but a word similar to context. If you know, post in the chat or description if you get the idea of what I'm trying to say. Maybe rephrase what I just said. Anyways, you're interested in so many things that you find difficult to choose what they try next. You're interested in so many things that you find it difficult to choose what to try next. No. I'm interested in a bunch of things, but I also know what to try next almost all the time. I always know what I want, I think. I always know what I want because I say that to myself. I believe it. I genuinely believe it. So like when it comes to you're interested in so many things, but you find it difficult to choose what you want to do. Finding it difficult? No. So like strongly disagree. Are you prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse? No, not really. I am extremely secure about like generally anything that can happen. I'm already prepared for it. So are you prone to worrying? No, I don't really have any anxiety regarding it. I just tackle whatever is necessary head on. Am I uncomfortable doing things? Prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse? Am I uncomfortable if things were to turn for the worse? After? Yes, not before. Before I'd likely just like stroll in and do whatever I want. But after, I'd be thinking about it a bit more. But it's not the same thing as being prepared and having like actual plans to be ready for anything, you know? Like I try and have as many plans as possible, but not a care in the world, and still follow through on those plans. So like I'm secure because I'm happy I'm doing the things that are all according to plan. Does that make sense? I don't know. Do you avoid leadership roles? And hells no, I don't care. Yeah, nah. If I get given it, or if I'll actually tend to stand out and try and apply for a leadership role. So no, I don't mind. Group settings, I'd happily take leadership role. Are you definitely an optimistic type of person? I like to think so. So yes. Wait, Oh, never mind. Not optimistic. Artistic. No. I don't think I'm very artistic. Um. So somewhat disagree. Are you? Wait. Are you definitely not? Okay, I'm starting to fall asleep. No wonder I'm not reading this right. Are you definitely not an artistic person? Yes, somewhat. You think the world would be a better place if people relied more on rationality and less on their feelings? Um, to some degree, yes. I'd say having emotions is generally a good idea to have because then it allows you to provide a sense of comfort and human ideology. No, okay, that's not the right words to be using. Um, what am I trying to say exactly? Uh, you can just think of it as that I agree with emotions. Like, I don't think the world would be better just with everyone being rational. Um, so like less on their feelings, yeah, yeah. Rationality and less on their feelings. I agree. Not to an extreme extent though. Do you prefer to put chores before? Yes. Do you prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax? Yes. I'd go out of my way to do chores. And I'd even ask for more chores if I have time. Because I enjoy helping my family out. Do you enjoy watching people argue? Hells no. Disagree. Do you tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself? Do you tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself? Yeah, somewhat disagree. To like, do I tend to? I just naturally draw attention to myself. Do I tend to avoid it? Considering how energetic and like I'd like to avoid it, but it doesn't mean I dislike socializing or like being loud and that sort of thing. So it's weird. It's a weird combination. I'd like to avoid it, but generally I have some sort of attention on me. So my mood can change very quickly. Somewhat, not really. I'm generally always kind of energetic and happy. That's the goal. You can change your mood very quickly. So like, yeah, I would put a disagree. The only times that I'd ever say, that I do change very quickly would be like the moment I hear someone start slurring racial insults or like that sort of thing. But otherwise, if it's like just general, talking and that sort of thing, nah, not really. I don't really have a reason to change my mood, you know? There has to be some sort of stimulus. You need patience with people who are not as efficient as you. You lose patience with people who are not as efficient as you? Nah. I don't really care. Honestly, I admire people that are more efficient than me. But I don't really lose patience with people who are not as efficient as me. I do bring it up. Like, when someone is being less efficient, I would say how they can be more efficient, but I wouldn't say I lose patience. So yeah. You lose patience with people who are not as efficient as you. Disagree, yep. You often end up doing things that are at the last possible minute. If it's school assessments, yes. If it is everything else, I don't really have a deadline for most other things. Technically, life, there isn't really a deadline except death. But like, even then, you don't know when that happens. So, no, I like doing things whenever I get the opportunity to do things. So, strongly agree. At the same time, strongly disagree. Like, if I was given an assessment, I'd almost finish it on the first day and then leave it to the last day, but it's because it's school. They don't make it fun. At least I don't find it fun. The only thing I do find fun is the grading. Like what grade I'll get after the amount of work I put in. But at the same time, I usually have a good idea of what grade I'm gonna get. Not because I aim for it, but because I know I put in that amount of effort for it. Like when I start an assessment, I would say I want an A, but like by the end of it, I'll probably end up hitting like C plus, because that's like the amount of effort I put in. Unless the subject just an abomination and it's like annoyingly difficult in my opinion, I'd just rather not do the subject. You always have been fascinated by the question of what, if anything, happens after death. Oh, no. You've always been No. I don't really care about after death. I only care about what I can do in life. And as much as I can do in life, I'd like to do as much as I can. Yeah. You usually prefer to be around others rather than your own? Ooh. Disagree? Actually, okay. I'm on the side of disagree. Because when it comes to socializing, right? Sometimes in my free time when I'm bored, I do think about inviting others out and like that sort of thing. But I'm not like all the time want to party every day. Okay? I don't want to party every day. I want to party every month. Maybe every 2 weeks. Or a week. But not every day. Or like going out with friends every week. Or like just not too often, but not like, yeah. Okay, I'm moving on. No more. Anyways, you become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. Ooh. You become bored and lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. Okay, this might be like a theoretical. Nah, highly disagree. I really like theoretical discussions and philosophy as well. You can empathize with a person who experience. Wait, bored or lose interest when the theoretical. Theoretical, not philosophy. Wait, I swear there's a philosophical. Okay, never mind. Theoretical. I'm pretty sure that means like what? Actually, I don't know what it means. I'll have to search this one up. I have a decent idea. I just don't know how to say it anyway. Theoretical. I've heard it multiple times. Theoretical. Concerned with or involving the theory of a subject or area of study rather than its practical application. Somewhat. I don't become bored. I like the idea of what things can be, and not just what they are. So like, I wouldn't become bored about it. Not really. You find it easy to empathize with a person who experiences are very different from yours. Ooh, disagree. I find it really hard. Not really hard to empathize. But if their experiences are extremely different from mine, like if I've never even come close to like experiencing what they have, then yeah, I'd say I'd find it hard. You usually postpone finalizing decisions as long as possible. No. It's either do it now or do it never. And it's usually always do it now. I just always do things in, like, if there's something I think about doing, I do it now. There's no such thing as doing it later, unless it's in the schedule. It's just, yeah. Like, I don't know, for example, if I'm given homework, it's either I do it today or I don't do it. Like, if I get given it today, you know? I rarely second guess my choices that I've made. Yeah, I really don't. I don't remember I don't remember a single choice that I've made that I would ever regret. Like, I start streaming, you know, like, why would I second guess this choice? I don't know anyone that would. Like, would you guys second guess your choices? What is, like, I don't understand how one would second guess their choices, really. Like, what if I asked you to be my girlfriend and you say yes and then you start thinking about no? Is that, like, does that count? I guess. In that sense, if someone actually asked that sort of thing, I don't know. Would I second guess my choice? No, I don't think so. After a long and exhausting weekend, a lively social event is just what you need. No. 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 After a long and exhausting week, a lively social event is just what... No. No way. No, hells no. I just want to die in my bed at that point by myself. Please. After a long and exhausting week, hells no. You enjoy going to art museums. Sorry, but art museums just not my thing. No. I don't mind them. Yeah, actually, no. Yeah, I don't like them. They're not my favorite thing in the world, so I don't hate... This is like, I'd say I hate them, which is why I'm not pressing that. I don't hate them. I just think I would probably find it boring. Boring to, like, moderate dislike. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. That said, I do appreciate art. I like how beautiful art looks in the moment, but I don't think I would ever go out of my way to just look at art. For example, like, anime, technically every second is art, right? And it's always, in my opinion, like, it looks nice. Most of the time, unless the art is just, like, I don't know, really badly drawn. But I'm talking about high budget things, like Your Name. If you guys have ever seen the movie Your Name, like, it looks great, okay? And I love the way it looks. And I wouldn't say I'm there for the story, but, like, I think I would more likely enjoy art if it's accompanied by another medium, such as, like, sound, or, I don't know, yeah, just sound, or a story. Not just art by itself. It's just, I could say it looks pretty and then that would be it, you know? Like, I would probably mean it looks pretty, but, like, if I'm just going to an art museum to say it looks pretty, because I'm not gonna look at it in depth. I don't think I would put the time and energy to look at something in depth, in particular art, that much. Just, it's not too interesting, but it's alright. And, like, if someone was to fan, like, is fan over art the right term? I don't know. I'm gonna just say fan over art. Like, be really entrenched? What's the right word? Just really, someone that really enjoys art and, like, is analyzing it live at the art museum. Honestly, that would be fun to watch. Because, like, I'm watching someone enjoy their medium, which is in my opinion, quite fun. Yeah. So like, art, especially if I'm going by myself, nah. If I'm going with someone else and they like art, hell yeah. If I'm bringing someone to an art museum and they don't like it, nah, we're both leaving immediately. Because it's art. eh, um. So yeah, like a solo, if as a medium by itself, nah, not too interesting. I would just say it looks pretty, because like, unless I'd say I don't like it because it doesn't look pretty, but I haven't seen I haven't seen art I dislike. I've seen art that I go meh, like I'm indifferent to it, but otherwise nah. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. Even if I understand them, I don't always empathize or sympathize with a person. It's more like I'd probably provide advice. That's the first thing I'd do. And then the second thing I'd do is probably comfort someone if they need it. So like, provide advice then comfort. It's not comfort then provide advice. Unless they explicitly say that they want comfort and no advice. No advice would just outright feel like disrespect to me, but as for comfort, honestly, yeah, sure, why not? So yeah, do I really have a hard time understanding other people's feelings? I like to think I don't. So no. Yeah. If I understand it, I can't say not necessarily I don't care. It's more like I understand it, and then I go, how can I help? Not how it doesn't impact my emotional state, and if it does, which is rare, in some sense, like if you're happy then I'd be happy, but if you're sad then I don't think I would be sad as well. I'd be more like, yeah, how can I help? You like to have a to-do list each day. Yes, I literally have a to-do list each day. You really feel insecure. Yes. You avoid making phone calls. Disagree. Nah, I'll make a phone call when I want. The only times I'd say I avoid making phone calls is when I would rather book something. Then it would be better over text, because like you'd just wait for a response rather. It's not an emergency, or like you just in the spur of the moment wanted to have someone to socialize with. So yeah, I'd rarely ever, if ever, avoid making phone calls unless it's just for an appointment. You often spend time trying to understand views that are very different from your own. I like to think I do, but at this point I don't know what views are different from my own, so it would be hard. Spend a lot of time. You often spend a lot of time understanding what people. I'd say, yeah. You often spend a lot of time trying to understand what views of people are different from your. I did not read this correctly. You often spend a lot of time trying to understand views that are very different from your own. I'm very sleep deprived, as you can tell. Spend time that very different from your own. No? Like, I'll understand. I wouldn't spend a lot of time, but I would try to understand. Especially if it's like a side thing, like I'm doing a task and it just happens to be in my brain, I'll think about it. Sure, why not? Yeah, like, spur of the moment, you know? Just like this song. So yeah. So yeah, I'll just put disagree on that. In your social circle, you are often the one who contacts your friends and initiates activities. Hell yeah, why not? I don't really mind. Generally, I think I'm the most social one in my social circles, so yeah, I tend to host a lot of events and like attract quite a bit of attention, but it doesn't mean that I enjoy socializing to an extreme degree, okay? Don't call me an extrovert, please. 16 personalities, don't do this to me. I don't like to think I like to think I'm an introvert. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. If they're ever interrupted, it's usually by something more important than my own plans. So it wouldn't be my top priority, because my top priority would be to worry about whatever's going on when my plans are interrupted. So disagree. I wouldn't be worrying about what to get back on track as soon as possible if my plans are ever interrupted, because yeah, I just justified it. But also, actually, then again, I get the impression I'm second guessing my thoughts a lot, but it's not. Is this second guessing? I'm just thinking about it really in depth right now. But yeah, then again, if your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get them back on track. Like, when would I want to get them back on track as soon as possible? Like, it depends on the scenario. But in general, if my plans are interrupted, it would mean something that is more important than my plans has occurred, right? Right? I can't think of a situation. Like, what do you guys think? Am I wrong in that regard? Like, if you have plans, right? If your plans are interrupted, would it really be interrupted by something trivial? Unless you cause the interruption yourself, then I guess. Okay, yeah, no, I'll just put I'll put this. I won't strongly disagree, neither will I moderately disagree. It will just be somewhat I agree, because like, if you're interrupted by an outside force that is influencing your decisions, and it's just like someone trying to start a conversation, I don't mind, but it's not, then it wouldn't be important, and that would mean that my plans got interrupted, but wouldn't have been drastically interrupted. Would it become my top priority to get back on track as soon as possible? Yes, it would be, if that was the scenario, but otherwise, yeah. I mean, Zamyam Divs, like, your plans, right? It could be just to like, oh, by the way, this is an interaction with my Twitch chat, so for those of you watching this on YouTube in the future, yes, hi, welcome to my video. Depends on my plans, Zamyamdiz says. Yeah, exactly. That's my point. It depends on the plans at the same time, somewhat, but in general, if you're you're interrupted, usually I would say your plans are less important, right? Because you're somewhat purposely leaving yourself sidetracked. Anyways, you're still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago? No, not really. I don't. If okay, if there's a single mistake I'm bothered by, I rarely remember it, so then I'm not bothered by it anymore, right? So, yeah. You rarely contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life. I rarely contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life. Agree. Yeah. It's like searching for the meaning of life, right? And like, isn't the meaning of life just to bring happiness, enjoy, advance the world as far as you can, make the have the best life you can, enjoy your life? Like, I don't really contemplate it too much. So yeah, I rarely contemplate it whatsoever. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Your emotions control. Wait, your emotions control you more than you control them. I don't like the way this question is phrased. I'm slightly sleep deprived, so it's confusing me now. Your emotions control you more than you control them. So, it's saying my emotions control me more than I. So another way it can be phrased is, I control my emotions more than they control me. I'm a little lost. Emotions control. I'm English. My English is fading away as it gets late into the night. So yeah, your emotions control you more than you control them. No. I don't think my emotions control me more than I control them. Okay. You take great care not to make people look bad, even if it's completely their fault. You take great care to not make people look bad, even if it's completely their fault. Agree to an extent. There's a threshold. If you surpass that threshold, then you sort of deserve it. But it's rare, very rare. And like, if it's something I don't have any influence in, then like, I don't think there's a way I can help someone that looks bad on their own, and like, it's not my fault. Especially if everyone else, like, for example, if like I'm playing sports, right, and I'm really bad at it, is there really a way of saying or hiding that, making them not look bad? You know, like, if you're really bad at a sport or something. Agree. So yeah, it very to moderate. I'll go with moderate. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent efforts. It's organized and consistent, but my energy is generally spontaneous and bursts. But it's organized. My life is organized. It's organized and consistent efforts of spontaneous energy. It's a so like I can be tired and still working with my organized and consistent, but it's not really consistent effort, is it? I'd say it is. Is that possible? I like to think it is. Your personal life is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy. Like for example, this live stream, like, the moment I turned on the camera, I got so much more energy from it. But before I had the camera, I was still fine. Like, the only difference is I wasn't like loud in my house and like really energetic because I didn't have to be. You just gotta have that energy for content, you know? You gotta put in that extra mile. Yeah. So like, organized and spontaneous bursts of energy. I don't know. Like, have I been consistent with my efforts this whole entire stream and video? Like, I like to think I have. And organized, yeah. The fact is, I'm like got a plan and for everything and like relatively consistent with it. Spontaneous burst of energy. It depends. I'm somewhat indifferent to it, but your to disagree. I'm willing to say disagree. To moderate. It's if it's like a school assessment, yeah. Last night submission. Gotta get all that work done on the last night most of the time. So, yep. It's organized because I schedule it for the last night, but spontaneous energy. It was planned. Consistent efforts? Debatable, not always. Okay, yeah. Next. When someone thinks highly of you, you should wonder how long it would take them to feel disappointed in you. Wait, when someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it would take them to feel disappointed in you. Hells no, I don't care. Would you love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time? Hells yeah. Yeah, boy. Put insert meme. Yeah, boy. That meme just for some reason entered my head there. If you know it, you know it. You would love a job that, yeah. Most of the time, very much appreciated. Not all the time though. All the time would really desensitize me from social interactions, and I'd be a little bit annoyed about. Actually, not just a little bit. I would be very annoyed about it. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time? Disagree. I like philosophical questions. Abstract, meh. So yeah. Abstract, it depends on the question. So you feel more drawn to places with busy, bustling atmospheres than quiet, intimate. You feel more drawn to busy, bustling atmospheres than quiet, intermediate ones. I'm really thinking about this. Nah, I'd rather intermediate ones, very much. Quiet and intermediate environments is very preferred. You know at first glance how someone is feeling. Generally, yes, I'd say. The facial expression says a lot, and also their body gestures. I guess that's how I'll phrase it. So yeah, generally I'd know. wouldn't say I'm always right with my first glance impressions. So like, yeah, I just moderately think I do know. You shall find old, but not that old. Counting stars, let's go. You feel overwhelmed? You often feel overwhelmed? No, not really. To almost never. No. Like, the only times, if ever, I'm overwhelmed is when I purposely put a lot of stress on myself and like a bunch of things at the same time, or like leaving multiple assessments due on the same night to the last night. I'd feel overwhelmed, but at the same time I wouldn't care too much about it because I purposely left them till the last minute. Yeah, not healthy for you, shouldn't do it. I probably wouldn't be doing it if I didn't enjoy school. No, if I didn't dislike school as much as I do, surprisingly. I don't know why I have this hatred, this putrid hatred towards school. I love the education. I love the education. I love the teachers. I love everyone. Just the system. It's the system. Like, I enjoy almost everything about school. It's just the system. You complete things I can't pronounce this word. Methododic. Oh my gosh.
Methodically.
There we go. See, I can totally pronounce that without skipping over any steps. Yes. Yes. Would I ever skip over any steps on anything? No, I wouldn't say so. I doubt I ever would. Are you very intrigued about things labeled as controversial? Are you very intrigued? No. I don't like controversial topics generally. If it's like politics or something, I wouldn't mind discussing it, but I'm not very intrigued about it. If it's something for content, I might. I might talk about it, but not for being intrigued in the topic, which generally also means that I'm not interested in it. So yeah, heavily disagree. You'd pass along a good opportunity if you thought someone else needed it more. Yes. A good opportunity for myself if you thought someone else needed it more. That's the thing, it's a good opportunity. And like, okay, the thing is, if someone else needed it more, they better, and they only, I think, the only circumstance I would actually pass it along if they needed it more is that they're trying harder or equal to me to actually achieve this opportunity. Like, depending on whatever they're doing, they have to either put in equal or more effort than me for me to actually be willing to pass on the opportunity. Or like, I recognize their efforts. It doesn't have to be equal. I just have to recognize it. Like, they're doing what they can. So yeah, I'll put somewhat agree. You struggle with deadlines? I dislike deadlines. I don't struggle with them. Really? Actually, that said, I am postponing one of my YouTube videos. I'm a little slow on that thing. There's one thing that I'm postponing at the moment. I'm technically a day late. I struggle with deadlines. I mean, they're technically self-imposed deadlines. So, when it comes to deadlines, I wouldn't even mind submitting half-completed thing on the deadline. But like, if it's a YouTube video, then like, is there really a deadline? I'd rather just publish good content slowly rather than half-baked content on the time. Like, honestly. So yeah, when it comes to deadlines, do I struggle with them? I guess. Not really, but I guess. You feel confident that things will work out for you? You feel confident that things will work out for you? Yeah, very. Mail. Yeah. Feel confident? Yep. Okay, let's see the results. Are we ready, everyone? Wow, this whole personality test probably went on for like an hour. Holy, what the heck? What is this? Console? I literally. Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind. My emotions is very here. It's very close in between. I want to know what is the other personality. I just want to take a screenshot of this real quick. Give me this screenshot. This is not me. I mean, I guess it can be. Technically it is. Let me just check something. I want to see all the other personality types. And what that was closest to. ESFJA. ESFJA. So ESFJA. So this, and now instead of feeling, if it was thinking, ESFP? No. ESTJ. Wait. ESTJ? ESTJ, executive. Oh. Damn, I'm this person? Excellent administrators. Nah. Extraordinarily caring, social, popular I'm not popular, am I? I'm not popular. Okay, that's actually, wait. Personal where was the thing? My results. Here it is. My results. I'm mostly extroverted. I'm barely on the extroverted side. What do you mean? I'm very good with my identity, as you can see. I know myself very well, I think. Extroverted people prefer group activities and get engaged by social interaction. They tend to be more enthusiastic and more easily excited than introverts. It's possible. Observant individuals are highly practical, pragmatic, down to earth. They tend to have strong habits and focus on what is happening or has already happened. Yep, sure. Feeling individuals are sensitive and emotion. Okay. I wouldn't say I'm sensitive. Yeah, I think the executive personality might actually be closer to me, but we'll see. Yeah, like, why am I 85% judging? This is crazy. Judging individuals are decisive, thorough, and highly organized. Okay, so it doesn't actually mean I'm judging of people. Cool. They value clarity, predictability, and closure. Yes, I agree with this part. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with all of this. I'm not actually judging, okay? The word judging doesn't mean you're judging, surprisingly. Cool. Assertive? Sheesh. What is assertive? Individuals are self-assured and even-tempered and resistant to stress. They refuse to worry too much and do not push themselves too hard when it comes to achieving goals. I like to think I push myself very hard when it comes to achieving goals. Okay, this last part here, I disagree with. Everything else, yeah, I'd say so. I like to put myself into uncomfortable situations that will improve myself a lot of the time. That I think will improve my personality and overall judgment and thought process. I think that's it for this YouTube video. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, guys. See you in the next video. Come check out my main channel. Yep. This is just a VOD. Come check out the main channel. Okay. Now the rest of the stream. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna read your messages now, ZomZomDears. Sorry. I wanted to record all of that. So I did. And then I'm gonna go into YouTube editing studio and work on that later. But yeah, Pog. I'm Virtuoso. Don't know what this is. Virtuoso is someone that with the introverted. Yep. They tend to have pursuing goals without needing much external connection. They engage in life with inquisitiveness and personal skill, varying their approach as needed. I do and don't agree. I'm Virtuoso. ISTPT depends on what my plans were. I get distracted very easily or very hard. It took me 5 minutes to do this, and it's taken you how long? Yes. How long have you doing this for? 40 minutes. It was like an hour. I'm 83% introverted. Nice. Oh my gosh. Do you want me to go through my personality, like page? Because I know they have personality pages somewhere. It's somewhere. I forgot it. Do you guys want me to go through that, like the console personality page, and like see what I agree and disagree with? I think the survey told you guys a lot about my personality already, but like, do we really want to read through these pages? I'll save it for another stream. I think I'll save reading through 16 personality pages next time. Okay, I want to go back to reading this.